Hey there, haters. Have you ever noticed how they come out of the woodwork? Blah, blah, blah. Have you ever noticed how they come out of the woodwork when you're trying to supersize your business or grow your business? Now, you might have noticed that haters or people are like being unsupportive on steroids. They show up whenever you're doing anything, whenever you're taking action, whenever you're moving your life forward. And we can ask ourselves, why do they show up? And we'll talk about that in a minute. But it doesn't really matter why they show up. I can just assure you, I can almost 100% guarantee it, that if you are doing anything to make a difference in this world, especially growing a business, stepping out of your comfort zone, doing something different than the average or normal or everybody else is doing, you are going to attract attention, and attention isn't always going to be positive. A lot of the time, it's going to be in the form of people being very negative, very mean, very hateful, and you're like, where is this coming from? And you just want to pull your hair out, and you're like, I don't understand where this is coming from. And that's because you don't think like a hater. You're a good person and an awesome human being, and so you can't even fathom how people can behave in such bizarre and crazy ways. Let me give you an example. And this happens in the offline world and the online world alike. I don't know why I didn't think it would happen on the online world. I know I've seen people be terrible in social media and on the online world before, but for some reason in my naivete, as I was moving and transitioning from the brick and mortar world to the online world, I thought, oh, nobody's going to even notice me. They're not going to care what I'm doing, and they're not going to hate on me. Well, my favorite hater, I have a favorite online hater story and I have a favorite offline hater story. My favorite online hater story is I got into a discussion offline in private messaging with a gentleman who was picking on another lady on social media. And he was being very rude, very disrespectful, and unnecessarily mean. And so I direct messaged him and I said, hey, what's up? You know, cut her some slack. She's just asking a question. And he got all mad and went on a personal attack of me. And he went and took the time and energy. These are my favorite haters, by the way. He took the time and energy to go watch some of my videos and then message me back and say that my videos should come with a warning message and that I am the Wicked Witch of the East. And if they ever do a remake of the Wizard of Oz movie, I should play that role because I'm so terrible and so scary and people should not pay any attention to me. And I laughed. You know, when you first start out and you first get your first hater or two, you feel bad and you question yourself and you're like, well, geez, do they have a point? What's wrong with me? What is bad about me? And frankly, my family gives me a really hard time about the pajama grandma thing. So I get it. I get where people are coming from. But it's on purpose to separate out the people I should work with and the people I shouldn't work with. Because we all shouldn't work with everybody. And this is my mechanism for sifting and sorting the right people. If people are so closed-minded that they don't get it or they won't even ask the question, then I shouldn't be working with them. So that's my favorite online story, my favorite online hater. And I'm sure I'll get a better one than that, but so far that's been my favorite. Now offline, my ex-husband and I used to do real estate. We used to have a real estate business. And part of our marketing was to send out lumpy mail and direct mail campaigns. And my favorite ones were, and there was more than one, we saved a whole file of them, but people would send, and I get it because people were in a really tough spot with their homes then. And we try to do it in a kind and considerate and caring way, but people still get offended. And one person took our letters and then redid them back to us in a really weird response way that was funny. And one person just said, fuck off on the envelope. So those were my favorite offline hater type things and situations and mail and stuff that we would give back. So you're going to get people that don't support you. You're going to get people that go the next level and actually spew hate. Now, the scary thing about this is in this day and age of social media, one lie can actually have a huge negative impact on you and your business. So you have to decide how you're going to respond. Now, haters can come from all different places, right? Expected and unexpected. We expect people that are our direct competitors to have a problem with us and to talk kind of trash and maybe put out negative information about us. It's expected, right? We expect people because people get envious and jealous. And if we're doing something better, faster, easier, more effectively, or more efficiently than they are, that's going to put them on alert. And they're either going to have to step up their game and get better, which is the right response, by the way, or they're going to do things to try to undermine you. It's just nature. It's human nature. I hate to say that humans are like that, but they are. And we expect that. But then there's people that we work with that end up being haters and talking trash about us and doing things that undermine our success in our businesses and our life, like employees, bosses, vendors, partners, business partners, people that we would think would love and support and help us and want us to succeed in our businesses. Sometimes they, for whatever their own reason is, because I'm not even going to pretend to understand it, they will do things to undermine us or to spew hate or spread rumors or share misinformation and cause us all kinds of grief. So they kind of slip into the category of non-supportive to haters as well. And then sometimes our families and friends actually act as if they're haters by not supporting us in our businesses, by undermining us and talking trash and doing things that we would never have expected our family and friends to do, right? So what do you do about this? That's the most important thing. And it's inevitable you're going to get people that undermine you and hate you and that talk trash about you. But what are you going to do about it? Because that's the most important thing, is how do you respond? And you can respond on a huge spectrum of ways, anywhere from doing nothing and ignoring it. I do that most of the time now, especially on social media. I just ignore haters. And you can take that in all different degrees, all the way up to legal action. You can sue people for defamation of character, for lying, or for whatever. But it's up to you, and it's going to depend on the situation. It's going to depend on the consequences. It's going to depend on the impact of what they're saying and doing. And you're going to have to do damage control sometimes. Sometimes it's better to just ignore it and let it slide by. And you know, somebody just is looking for their 15 seconds of fame, because it used to be 15 minutes. Now it's 15 seconds. And it'll just go away. And if you respond to it in a negative way, that sheds a really bad light on you. But the most important thing in all of this and dealing with haters is to always know that it's never about you. It's always about them. And sometimes you just have to shine the light on their behavior and their motives, their underlying deceitful, terrible motives usually, for being haters or doing what they're doing. And remember that it's always about them. It's never about you. But you do want to keep in the back of your mind, is there a modicum of truth or something? Or are they doing me a favor by pointing out something that, yeah, I should improve in my product or my service? Now, if it's a personal attack or an attack on who you are and who you show up on or your personality, absolutely positively unacceptable. That is a true hater, is somebody that personally attacks you for characteristics or who you are that has nothing to do with your products or service or your business. And those we just don't have to deal with those. And those are defamation of character. So decide what you're going to want to do about it, or do nothing. Make sure you're taking the appropriate action. Always take the high road, though, and know that it's always about them, their negative behavior, not about you. And that if you stoop to their level, that could get you in a lot of trouble. That's it. Just wanted to talk a little bit about my favorite haters today. Go out, love somebody, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.